From pain to power, 2 habits that made me unstoppable. Motivational story. Pain is not our enemy. It's our teacher. In the darkest moments of my life, when I was confined to a wheelchair, stripped of dreams, and drowning in pity, I realized something profound. Life owes us nothing. What we do with our pain, that's what defines us. I had 2 choices: stay broken, or build myself again. I chose to build, but I didn't do it overnight. It started with small steps. And those steps turned into powerful habits. The power of gratitude. It sounds so simple, but it's the most powerful shift you can make. At my lowest, I started listing 3 things I was thankful for every morning. Not material things. I thanked life for another breath, for a sky to look at, for a voice to speak, for people who stayed. Gratitude rewired my mind. Instead of focusing on what I had lost, I started noticing what I still had, and trust me, no matter how broken you are, you still have something to be thankful for. This habit gave me strength. It gave me light in the darkness, the discipline of consistency. Not talent, not luck, just discipline. When people see success, they see the highlight reel. What they don't see is the days you show up when no one claps, the nights you cry but still continue, the times you feel invisible, yet keep going. I made a promise to myself: no matter what, I'll show up for myself. Whether it was practicing my art, speaking up for the first time, reading a book, or just smiling through the pain, I stayed consistent. This habit didn't just shape my future, it rebuilt my identity. Consistency isn't about being perfect. It's about refusing to quit. From pain to power. They said I was weak. They said I wouldn't make it, but I turned my pain into my purpose. I became stronger than ever before, not because life became easy, but because I stopped running from the hard. And it all began with 2 habits: gratitude and consistency. These 2 practices are not just tools. They are weapons against hopelessness. They are the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. So if you're watching this right now, and you feel broken, let me tell you something: your pain is not the end. It's the beginning of something powerful. If you choose it to be, start small. Start with 1 grateful thought today. 1 consistent action tomorrow, and keep going, because from pain, you too can rise into power. You are not alone. And you are far stronger than you think. The breaking point. There are moments in life when everything shatters. When the people you trusted walk away. When your body gives up. When your dreams collapse like sandcastles. I had that moment. And maybe, so did you. We all have chapters we never talk about. But today, I will, because in that chapter, full of darkness, pain, silence, I found something. I found power. Not in noise. Not in applause. But in 2 habits. 2 simple things that I repeated, day after day, until I became unstoppable. This is not a story of miracles. This is a story of effort. Of showing up. Of becoming the author of your own life, no matter how broken the pages look. When pain becomes the only voice. There was a time when I couldn't walk. A time when my body was paralyzed. A time when my heart was heavier than my broken bones. You see, trauma doesn't always scream, sometimes it whispers. And the most dangerous wounds are often invisible. People looked at me with pity. Some avoided me. Some told me it was over. And a part of me believed them. I cried a lot. I questioned God. I questioned myself: why me? But one night, something inside me whispered, why not you? What if this pain wasn't the end of my story? What if it was the beginning of a new one? The habit of gratitude sounds easy. Sounds cliché. But it's the hardest thing to practice when you're in pain. Yet it saved me. Every morning, I forced myself to write 3 things I was grateful for. Even if it was just the ability to open my eyes, the breeze from the window, a friend who called. Small things. But those small things built my spirit. Gratitude helped me look beyond what I lost and see what I still had. It gave me peace. It gave me strength. It reminded me I am still alive. And that's a gift. That habit, just 5 minutes a day, changed my perspective. From victim to fighter. From broken to rebuilding. The discipline of consistency, the most underrated superpower. I made a promise to myself: I will show up, even on the worst days. 1 speech. 1 painting. 1 step, not to impress anyone, but to heal myself. I painted when my hands were trembling. I spoke when my voice was shaky. I smiled even when I was drowning inside, and over time, my habits shaped my reality. Consistency became my identity. You don't become strong by waiting for motivation. You become strong by showing up, no matter how you feel, turning pain into power. I didn't want to be known for what happened to me. I wanted to be known for what I became because of it. So I spoke. I painted. I told my story, even when it was uncomfortable, and something amazing happened. People started telling me, "Your story gave me hope. Your pain gave me courage." That's when I realized, my scars were no longer my weakness. They were my strength. Every wound became a testimony. Every habit became a pillar. From pain, I had built power. What these two habits can do for you. You might be wondering, can it work for me too? Yes. Absolutely, yes. Gratitude will reprogram your mind. It will teach you to find beauty, even in chaos. It will help you stop focusing on what's gone and start embracing what's here. Consistency will rebuild your confidence. It will give you rhythm, momentum, discipline. No talent can replace consistency. No luck can substitute daily effort. These two habits, practiced together, are life-changing, but only if you commit. The unstoppable version of you. You don't need a perfect past. You don't need applause. You don't need 100 reasons to start. You just need one decision. The decision to take back your power. Remember this, you were not created to stay broken. You were born to rise. When you practice gratitude, you shift your soul. When you stay consistent, you shift your future. You don't need motivation. You need discipline. You don't need miracles. You need habits, and when you stack these habits over time, you'll look in the mirror one day. And you won't see a victim. You'll see a warrior. You'll see the unstoppable version of yourself. Final message. If you've listened till now, I want to tell you this: you matter. Your pain is real, but so is your purpose. You're not alone. You're not weak. You're human. Start small. One grateful moment. One consistent step. Do it for you. Do it even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard, because in the fire, you will find your strength. And from pain, you too will rise into power. This is your time. This is your story, shattered but breathing, my rock bottom. We often think pain is the end. The day I found myself in a hospital bed, hearing that I may never walk again, everything went silent. I had dreams, a life, a future planned, gone. In one moment, there was no light, no purpose, only pain. But sometimes, you have to reach your lowest point to discover the true foundation you were meant to rebuild on. Let me tell you something hard but true. Rock bottom isn't your punishment, it's your new beginning. This chapter sets the tone. It's raw, unfiltered. Because healing doesn't begin with pretending, it begins with truth. The two roads, give up or grow. After pain, you are given a choice. You can stay in bitterness, or you can begin a transformation. I saw others move on with their lives. Friends drifted away. Even my reflection changed, and in that silence, I made a choice. I decided, I will not let my story end here. That's when I started searching. And I discovered the first habit, gratitude. The deep art of gratitude. Gratitude is not just saying, thank you. It is a mindset. A spiritual anchor when the storm hits. I began practicing this by writing down, I'm grateful I can breathe. I'm grateful I still have my voice. I'm grateful someone still checks on me. These weren't big wins, but they were enough to shift my mind. As days passed, my brain rewired. I saw light where I once only saw darkness, and then I read research that backed it up. Gratitude reduces depression, improves focus, and builds resilience. It's scientifically proven, but spiritually powerful lesson. When you thank life, life gives you more to be thankful for. Consistency is your superpower. The world admires motivation, but real change comes from consistency. Consistency is quiet, unseen, often unrewarded in the beginning, but it is everything. I started small, speaking one line each day, painting even if my hands were slow, smiling in the mirror even if I was crying inside. And then something incredible happened. One consistent action led to another. And slowly, my confidence returned, not because I had talent, not because I had luck, but because I refused to stop. Muniba Mazari once said, don't just wake up and exist. Wake up and live with purpose. Consistency gave me that purpose. The science behind the habits, did you know? Practicing gratitude for 21 days literally changes the neural pathways in your brain. Consistency builds mental muscle, just like physical strength training. Neuroscience supports it. Psychology supports it. Faith supports it, but here's the catch: it has to be daily. It's like planting seeds. You water them every day, even when you can't see the growth. That's the power of habits. Facing the mirror, learning to love again. One of the hardest things was looking at myself, scarred, different, and incomplete, but those two habits gave me something I never expected: self-love. Gratitude showed me I still had value. Consistency showed me I still had strength, and then, slowly, I saw beauty in my pain. I didn't need to be fixed. I needed to be embraced. True power begins the moment you accept yourself exactly as you are. The transformation, from victim to voice. With time, my pain became my platform. I started speaking. People listened. They didn't just see a wheelchair, they saw willpower. I found that my scars connected me with others. People who felt invisible began to feel seen. People who had lost hope started to believe again. I turned my pain into my message. And that message gave others power too. This is how you rise, not by erasing your pain, but by transforming it. What you can do. Action steps. Here are 2 daily practices you can adopt starting today. Morning gratitude ritual. List 3 things you're grateful for. Write or say them aloud. Focus on the feeling, not just the words. Repeat every morning before checking your phone. 15 min consistency rule. Pick one habit: writing, walking, reading, praying. Do it for just 15 minutes a day. No excuses. Set a timer and celebrate small wins. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. You just need to begin. A message to the hurting souls. To anyone watching this and feeling broken, this message is for you. I know pain. I know loss. I know betrayal. But I also know the power that lies inside you. You are more than your past. You are more than your pain. You are not weak for crying. You are strong for surviving. Start small. Be gentle with yourself. But never give up on yourself. You are one decision away from rewriting your entire story. From pain to power, your turn. If I could rise, you can too. If I could find light in the darkest days, so can you. If I could become unstoppable with just 2 habits, gratitude and consistency, then anyone can. This is your time. This is your moment. Don't let pain define you. Let it shape you. Let it drive you. Let it transform you. Take your pain, hold it, and use it as fuel, because from pain comes the greatest power.